Okay, good evening. Welcome to the Elder Care Committee for August 26, 2019. First item of business is approving the minutes of the previous meeting. Moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
That carries. The first item of current business, authorizing an agreement with the Center for Women in Government and Civil Society regarding a needs assessment survey. Commissioner? Good evening.
Thank you. Good evening, everybody. Thank you for coming tonight. The needs assessment is something that is mandated by New York State, so we have to do it. And it informs the four-year plan that we are now writing, the next four-year plan. So that's why we do a needs assessment. I have spoken with the Center for Women in Government and Civil Society from the Rockefeller Institute to be able to do this research for us. The money that was set aside for this project was more than $50,000. They're able to do it for $29,900, I think. They're able to pull this in. It also, by having Center for Women in Government, also speaks to the equity agenda that everybody is very interested in being followed. And that kind of makes tangible exactly where it is that we want to go with the equity agenda. The other thing that it does is it's got us working, and this I am most particularly happy with. I get to caucus with the surrounding commissioners of aging and the surrounding counties, and we had decided, I had said to them, I thought it made more sense if we all did the exact same assessment. And the reason for that is that not only would they be looked at individually, so we know what each county needs, but you would, for Albany County, which is is the center of government here in the state, you'd have a wider, broader look at what's happening in the capital region. And the Women for Women in Government are willing to include that into their work with us. They're willing to work with them as well. So I'm really very happy about that. And the assessment also speaks to the age-friendly initiative that was started long before I was here. It speaks to several of the domains that makes Albany County an age-friendly area. And so I'm asking for you to approve this memorandum of understanding with the Center of Women in Government and Civil Society.
Thank you. Mr. Kraus?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I noticed the length of the term here is it's a 7-month period from June 1st of this year to the end of the calendar year. Obviously, it falls within this year's budget. Is this money already in the budget?
It is.
It is. So we're just approving something
You're
we've
just
already done.
approving, yes.
Wonderful.
Reapprove.
Thank you.
Make a motion. Yes. Motion. We have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
That motion carries. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I also, before I go, if you should happen to be over 60, I'm leaving these for you, that you would fill out a needs assessment.
You got the wrong table here.
Wrong.
If there's anybody, I'm not
Wrong
taking
table.
names,
Wrong
not taking
table.
names.
Jesus
But you
Christ.
know what, we're trying to get the biggest sample ever, because in the past, that has not been our strong suit. So I'm going to leave these. And you pass them out. And the other thing I wanted to give to you was, we've gotten some really good feedback on the Go and Dine program. And we've gotten, some people have actually sent us notes, sent us letters about how much the Go and Dine program means to them. So I've shared them with the chairman, but I wanted all of you to see it too.
Okay.
So I'm gonna give you that, and then I'm gonna move right out of here and
Thank you, Commissioner.
get out of your way. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Just, you don't have to put your name on the needs assessment, just mail it in. Larry?
Okay.
Work for you too.
Thank you.
One last shot.
Bye, thank you.
Bye.
Good evening, Mr. Slatke. The next item is amending resolution number 403 for 2017 regarding electronic medical records and financial software.
Yes, this is an upgrade upgrade to our existing electronic medical record, which is operated
Lucy
by
wrote.
Point Click Care, and that will permit us to integrate the pharmacy with our electronic medical record, so everything could be automatically brought into our system from the pharmacy and all administration or orders of medication.
Any questions?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Larry, was this money anticipated, and is it in the budget for the current year?
The answer is yes, and as part of our negotiated ChemRx contract, they are technically responsible for this integration. So our contract with Point Click Care will have to be changed for the cost of this integration, but it'll be offset by ChemRx by giving us a credit on our bill. So there's actually no cost to us for this revision to our contract.
Very good. Thank you.
I make a motion, we accept.
We have a motion, second, all in favor?
Aye.
That motion carries, thank you. Authorizing an agreement with Arjo Inc. regarding resident care equipment at Shaker Place Rehabilitation and Nursing Center.
Yeah, Arjo has provided us, if you remember, around 3.5 years ago, with all of our lifters, including our tubs and scales, which have weighing devices in them. Being that we're opening up the new wings within a couple months, we're going to need additional lifters for the size of our nursing home. And this will provide the staff with the needed equipment. And as we had with the past, this comes with an educational program to maintain our lift-free environment. So it includes equipment with education and is needed to provide the proper service to our resident population. This will be captured on our New York State Department of Health submission for Medicaid reimbursement as a capital expenditure. And once submitted, expenditure made in 19, submitted in 2020 for 19, reimbursed commencing January 1st, 2021. So this is a reimbursable expenditure. And it is part of the bonds that we asked for that was previously approved. So this is being paid through a bond.
Make a motion.
Motion second. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, that motion carries. And finally, authorizing an agreement with the retirement home TV regarding the purchase and installation of a television reception center at Shaker Place Rehabilitation and Nursing Center.
This is a 5-year agreement, not to exceed $124,986. This will provide our residents in the new nursing home with satellite TV, what's called DirecTV, and they'll have approximately 50 channels to choose from as part of the service that we're offering to them. You previously approved all the televisions, and therefore no resident will have to purchase a TV or really, in all honesty, be permitted to bring in their own TV. They'll all be provided. This is now the satellite service for those TVs to make them operational.
Yes. Mr. Chairman, Larry, will this be an ongoing expense?
Oh, yes. This is a 5-year expense, approximately $25,000 a year for DirecTV. It'll service probably at a minimum 275 televisions.
Now, are you able to lock in this price for the 5-year period?
Yes, it is locked in.
So it is locked?
Yes. This is a not-to-exceed price of $124,986 for the service.
Thank you.
And we'll own the equipment once it's...
You'll own the equipment.
Yeah, we'll ultimately own the equipment that they're providing to us. And then eventually you just pay for the service.
Okay, it's my
Yes,
question.
please.
Thank you. So now, when you say you, first of all, let me go back to, so was there a bid on this? Like, they beat out Spectrum,
Yes,
I guess, and
there was a bid on this.
and everybody else?
Yeah, this was an RFP, 2019076.
Okay, so now when you say we own the equipment, are we talking about the TVs or the remotes?
Oh, we already own the TVs and we already own the remotes. This is for the actual service that runs the DirecTV, you know, like when you get a dish?
Yeah.
Well, you have to pay for the dish. Eventually, we will own the dish.
It would be the dish and like the modulators that make the channels.
Okay, so is it one dish? Is it one like giant dish? Is that what it is?
It's a standard size dish. They don't put special.
Yeah, I think, I don't have DirecTV, so, but it's my understanding there's one dish.
Yeah, so the way it usually does, you have one dish and then you have a set of modulators that takes each channel and broadcasts that channel on your backbone. The wiring, so to speak, throughout the,
I've had DirecTV. I got rid of it. So there's just like one big dish for the whole nursing home? Okay.
But there will be a variety of approximately 50 channels for them, for the residents to choose from.
I make a motion.
Wait a minute, one more question. Did you even think about Fire Stick or Roku, or you can't use those devices on your institutional televisions?
I don't have the answer to that. I
Could
know
you
we
find
bid-
out,
I
please?
know
Because
we-
they're much
I know
cheaper
we
than
bid
the satellites.
The
cable television.
cable television.
Yeah.
So it was sent out to all of the bidding companies that provide that service.
I think you can install your own. I installed my own at home, Roku. I got rid of my cable
Right.
box, the box. Yeah.
Well, I guess it may, you know, we have wiring, you know, we had to pre-wire the entire nursing home, which we've done. Even though it's only the existing, you know, the D, E, and F, eventually it'll be the entire nursing home.
Yeah.
Hardwired, so everything's already there. So if we chose at some point in time, after this lease is up, to change service, we would have the wiring to do so.
Okay. We have a motion and a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, that motion carries.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Motion to adjourn.
Have a nice evening.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.